What if everything they told you about the future was a lie? What if the real roadmap for 2025 wasn't hidden in political speeches or tech demos, but in plain sight in a cartoon? Did The Simpsons, that seemingly innocent yellow family we grew up with, somehow predict the seismic shifts heading our way? Forget the same old tired predictions you've heard a million times. We're diving deep into new prophecies, hidden moments tucked away in episodes you probably glazed right over. Yet when you stare at what's happening in our world right now, they feel chillingly, unsettlingly accurate. From the very fabric of our democracy to the boundaries of outer space, from the most basic human necessity to the rise of corporate power, prepare to rethink everything you thought you knew. Because The Simpsons might have already shown us the grim, wild truth of 2025. But before we dive into these unsettling possibilities, I want to know what you think. Have you ever noticed strange coincidences between The Simpsons and real life? Are there any alleged predictions that stick in your mind? Drop a quick comment below right now and tell me your craziest Simpsons theory. Let's start building the conversation early. Your insights could be crucial as we unpack this. And hey, if you're new to Stellar Realities, if you crave content that pushes boundaries and questions everything, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that button now and join a community that isn't afraid to look past the headlines and into the true unknowns. We've got a wild ride ahead into 2025 with these predictions. You won't want to miss it. First up, a terrifying glimpse into the fragility of our democratic systems, a system many now fear is hanging by a thread. In Treehouse of Horror to 19, The Simpsons delivered a scene that once made us laugh, but now feels more like a prophetic scream. Homer steps into a voting booth in 2008, aiming to cast his ballot for Barack Obama. But each time he selects Obama's name on the touchscreen, the machine stubbornly changes it to John McCain. After 6 attempts, the machine swallows him whole, a comedic exaggeration, right? But now, in 2025, the line between fiction and reality is vanishing. We live in an era where touchscreen voting machines are still used, yet rarely questioned. Where AI can mimic human voices, hackable interfaces, threaten elections, and digital glitches rewrite political will in milliseconds. From Dominion controversies to shadowy bot campaigns influencing swing states, the fear is no longer just about malfunction, it's about manipulation. The Simpsons weren't just mocking tech. They were foreshadowing a world where your vote can vanish with a tap, and democracy becomes a programmable illusion. This next potential prophecy dives deep into the unpredictable world of political dynasties and surprising ascendancies. It hinges on a blink, and you'll miss it detail in The Nightmare After Christmas. In a scene set in a potential future, a sign clearly reads, Ivanka 2028. At the time, it was likely just a satirical jab, a nod to the political climate following her father's rise. But given The Simpsons' absolutely bizarre track record with predicting the Trump presidency itself in the episode Bart to the Future, years before it was considered plausible by most, this subtle visual referencing Ivanka commands attention. Ivanka Trump has remained a public figure with political connections. There's ongoing, though speculative, talk about her future ambitions. After one unlikely prediction came true for the family, does this detail about Ivanka hint at her playing a significant role in the political landscape of 2025 or beyond? It's a piece of speculation that feels uncomfortably close, suggesting The Simpsons might see a continued, perhaps surprising, chapter for the Trump family in American governance. Let's pivot from Earth's chaos to something more cosmic. In the Margine Chronicles, Season 27, Episode 16, The Simpsons confront a future many now believe is inevitable humanity, leaving Earth behind. The episode begins with Lisa, ever the idealist, volunteering for a one-way mission to colonize Mars. Marge, worried yet supportive, joins her. Eventually, the entire family, even Homer, is swept into the mission, debating whether a life among the stars is humanity's salvation or surrender. We see stark red landscapes, artificial habitats, and unsettling glimpses into what interplanetary life might demand. Isolation, sacrifice, and the philosophical question of whether humans truly belong elsewhere. What was once parody now feels prophetic. Because here we are in 2025 with NASA's Artemis program racing to establish a lunar base, SpaceX pushing for a manned Mars landing within the decade, and even China announcing plans for permanent lunar outposts. The Simpsons didn't just depict space travel, they captured a deeper existential question. When the Earth begins to fail us, will we run or rebuild? The episode closes on a chilling twist. The mission to Mars is overshadowed by corporate greed and reality show spectacle. A warning, even when reaching for the stars, we may still carry Earth's worst baggage with us. This next potential prophecy doesn't involve AI or nuclear doom. It's far simpler and far more frightening. It's water. In The Great Simpsina, an episode centered on Lisa learning the secrets of stage magic, there's a blink and you'll miss it detail that fans now look back on with unease. As Lisa walks through parts of Springfield, eagle-eyed viewers notice the background littered with stacks of empty water bottles, as if hoarding had become the norm, a quiet visual whisper of water scarcity. This wasn't the main plot. The story was lighthearted, even whimsical. But the background, Springfield looking dry, dusty, and plastic-wrapped, told another story. In 2025, that visual is becoming all too real. From California to Cape Town, cities around the world are already facing record-breaking droughts. Scientists warn of day zero scenarios where taps could literally run dry. Climate refugees, hydropolitics, and global conflicts over water access are no longer future concerns, they are active threats. Global experts warn that dwindling freshwater could spark mass migrations, political unrest, and even water wars. That subtle Simpsons seen empty bottles stacked in Springfield might not be a joke at all. As 2025 nears, it feels more like a quiet, chilling warning. The real apocalypse might not be aliens or AI, but running out of water. Now, for a prophecy that sends a chill through headlines and history alike, the potential explosion of the Iran-Israel conflict. While The Simpsons hasn't directly shown these two nations colliding, the show has consistently portrayed the powder keg of global politics, mocking the fragile balance of power and satirizing just how quickly misunderstandings, egos, or propaganda can ignite full-scale disaster. Episodes like Homer versus Dignity and Sideshow Bob's Last Gleaming feature world leaders acting recklessly, nuclear tensions used for comedy, and symbols of global authority being easily manipulated. One recurring message: those at the top may be clueless, while the consequences fall on everyone else. In 2025, the situation feels closer to the edge than ever. Iran's nuclear ambitions, Israel's threats of preemptive strikes, and proxy conflicts raging across the Middle East. Global powers are entangled. Allies have been drawn. All it might take is a spark. Could The Simpsons' chaotic portrayals of geopolitical meltdown be more than just jokes? Could they be warnings wrapped in yellow ink of just how unstable the world order really is? Digital votes silently redirected, a powerful political family stepping back into the spotlight, an urgent rush to establish life beyond Earth, a world slowly drying out under the weight of a global water crisis, and now a growing confrontation between Iran and Israel, inching ever closer to a flashpoint that could ignite a wider war. These chilling possibilities aren't just emerging headlines, they're eerily foreshadowed moments hidden in The Simpsons. Decades-old episodes filled with throwaway gags, surreal satire, and quiet background clues now feel strangely prescient, as if Springfield was trying to warn us all along. Is it just coincidence from a show that's covered nearly every topic imaginable? Or have these yellow-toned stories accidentally tapped into the underlying currents shaping our real-world future? As we race toward 2025, The Simpsons makes us ask the uncomfortable question: are we living out a bizarre, cartoon-scripted destiny? Maybe the boldest prophecies of our time weren't delivered through official warnings or breaking news, but through episodes we laughed at, shrugged off, and now can't stop thinking about. Because the scariest thing isn't that the world is changing, it's that a cartoon might have seen it coming. If this deep dive into the Simpsons' unsettling predictions gave you chills or made you question the world around you, then you're exactly where you need to be. Hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss our next cinematic journey into the bizarre, the prophetic, and the uncannily accurate. Now, I want to hear from you. Did any of these predictions feel disturbingly close to reality? Could they actually unfold by the end of 2025? Or have you spotted other hidden clues the world has overlooked? Drop your wildest theories, screenshots, or even your skepticism in the comments. I read every single one. Like the video if it sparked your curiosity, and share it with that friend who always says, "The Simpsons knew it first." Because sometimes, fiction tells the truth better than reality. Stay alert. And always remember, the answers might be hiding where you least expect them.